Hey worldwide Photowalk attendees, this is Terry White. I thought I'd give you a few tips on making your Photowalk photos look just a little bit better before you submit them. So I'm in Lightroom CC. These techniques will work in Lightroom Classic just as well. I'm going to go ahead and start with a cityscape or a skyline shot. And out of the camera, it looks okay, it looks decent. I shot this in RAW, but it could be so much better. Just a few little clicks can make this image just pop a little bit more. First and foremost, we want to do some corrections for things that you may not even think of or see. I typically take all my images through the Enable Lens Profile Corrections checkbox. This is found under the optics, and that will just take some of the bowing or curvature out of the image, as well as any vignetting that the lens might have caused. So that's first and foremost. Next up, I noticed that even after I did that, the building that's kind of the main subject is still leaning just a little bit. So we're gonna go to geometry. And in geometry, you've got this great thing called upright. You can use auto, level, vertical, full. You can try any of these automated ones. And if you don't find one that works perfectly for you, you can do a guided upright where you drag out 2 or more guides on the things that should be straight up and down or straight across. So I'm gonna do auto, and auto kind of takes care of it for me. I didn't have to do anything else. But if auto didn't work, I would certainly choose guided. All right, so now that we've done that, the next thing that's kind of new in Lightroom is the ability to choose a profile. It will usually default to Adobe Color or Adobe Standard for your RAW shots, and if you shot in RAW, then you will get the ability to choose other profiles that are RAW profiles. Now you can always choose creative ones, whether you shot in RAW or JPEG. But in this case, I just always like Vivid or Landscape, at least to get a good starting point. If I'm working on portraits, obviously I choose portraits. But in this case, I'm going to choose Adobe Vivid just to make those colors pop a little bit more. And if you're doing a photo walk, chances are your images can benefit from a bit of dehaze. So I'm going to go to the effects panel in Lightroom Classic. That's actually in the typical light panel at the top. But I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of dehaze to this photo. Now, if you go too far, you'll know because it looks bad. But if you pull back, so I usually go too far and just pull back into where I like it. I would say right about there. And then because this is not an image with people in it, I can go a little bit harder on the sharpening and clarity. So I'll just go ahead and bump up the clarity just a bit. And of course, we'll go in to the detail where I will find sharpening, and I can bump up the sharpening just a bit. Don't go too far. You always want to zoom in to make sure you're not creating any artifacts or extra noise when you do that. So if you start to see a halo around your buildings or subjects, you've probably taken the sliders a bit too far. So that's a quick tip on your skyline shots. If you're doing a photo walk this year and you're shooting some beautiful downtown areas, this will make your buildings and things just look a little bit better. Cheers everybody, happy photo walk.